Let's get the latest analysis of the situation on the ground in Ukraine now. Joining me is the defence and security analyst, Professor Michael Clarke. Michael, great to see you as always. Thanks so much for joining me. So let's talk about the east, first of all. Mariupol now in Russian hands. How has that changed the battle for the east and, I guess, freed up some Russian forces?
Yes, I mean, it freed those forces up a couple of weeks ago. And what's happened is those forces have gone north to Velika Novosilka, which is not an important place in geographical terms, but it's important for this offensive because Russian troops have been dug in around there, south of that area, for a while. Now they've got out of their defences and they're beginning to move, they hope, towards Donetsk. So you can see this east-west movement between Velika Novosilka and Donetsk. They're trying to consolidate that bit of the front. The real battle is still going on at Severodonetsk, further north. That is surrounded on three sides. The Russians have got to take that. And the essence of the Donbass is still Slavyansk and Kramatorsk, which are north and south. I mean, in the middle of that area. Until they've taken those two cities, they don't control the Donbass. And they're still a fairly long way away from that because what they're doing is their offensives are getting smaller and smaller. They're still bringing troops in. They're still pushing. They're still gaining. But they're not gaining any sort of outright victories. They're pushing in small units. They're taking bite-sized small chunks out to the front as they go.
Does freeing up the Mariupol troops change the debate there, or not really? It's still...
Well, it gives them more options around Donetsk. That's the point. And that's been going on for a week or so. It's basically got them out of defence into advancement. But they're advancing in company size, which is 120, 130 men, not a battalion tactical group of 700 men. Small steps.
Let's focus now a bit on the south-west of the country. And is there as much focus for the Russians on this region or more up in the east?
It's much more in the east, but they are doing something around Kherson. They're pushing back against Ukrainian gains. I mean, Ukrainians were quite close to Kherson a little while ago. They look as if they're having another go at Mykolaiv, which they couldn't get past a month or more ago. But what they're doing is they're going down to the coast. Instead of attacking Mykolaiv across the land to the north of the river, it looks as if they're going to the coast and they're trying to dislodge those Ukrainian forces along the delta of the river, in effect. So it looks as if they're going to try to get to Mykolaiv from the south. But I have to say, they've still got a long way to go, and they've got a lot to worry about, the Russians, in that area, because Kherson itself is not particularly safe for them.
Mm-hmm. And then we've had some discussion points, some news come out that Russia's got suddenly superior weaponry and all that. What do you make of that? Already laughing. What are we looking at here?
Well, this is the Terminator 2, which is an armoured fighting
actually called
vehicle.
the Terminator 2?
It's called the Terminator 2. And the Russians love it. They talk about it all the time now. There's a Terminator 3 on the way, but we haven't really seen it yet. You know, they say that...
one of the few sets of films where the sequels were getting better, though. So,
in this case, maybe not.
Maybe not.
You know, a camel is called a horse designed by a committee. Well, this is a tank designed by a committee. It's a T-72 hull, which is a solid, old-fashioned hull, and they've piled onto it all the weapons that soldiers would like to have in an urban area. Not for a big tank battle, but inside a city where they're fighting. So it's got two 30mm cannons on it. It's got 4 rocket launchers. It's got 2 big grenade launchers on the back. It's got smoke grenade launchers, a heavy machine gun. It's full of weapons. And it's not clear how many they've got. And it's not clear if it's any use to them in the battle that they're fighting at the moment. If they end up fighting inside the cities, these could be formidable, but the Russians love them. I think they've talked about them much more for the benefit of public opinion, to be honest, rather than the troops who are doing the fighting at the moment in the Donbass.
Well, as always, Michael, I'm glad we've got you, because what you just described and what we're looking at otherwise looks quite impressive.
It's a camel. It's a camel.
Professor Michael Clarke, as ever, thanks so much.